Shoot, I'm back now. Had to take my dog out. She tripping like a mud. I got a female dog, a real bitch. We in the middle of a blizzard, and she ain't want to go potty. She peed, but she ain't do number two. I'm like, yo, and she over there prancing in the snow. I'm like, yo, chill out. Let's go. It's cold. Let's go. So now she got an attitude. So I took her back upstairs. She got mad at me, talking about let's just go upstairs. She looked dead at me and said, let's just go upstairs. So yeah, that's my dog. That's my Chloe. Shout out to Chloe. She over there. She put up. I'm mad now. So anyway, so we get back to the chat line stuff. You know what I'm saying? So once I got introduced to it and we seen it, and we tag team on that chat line. And one of us, we both get on there, and then females be like, my homegirl sitting right here. Hey, how your homegirl look? And then we used to just get it, man. We used to just get it. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. And like I said, I was messing up the first time because I used to talk to them talk a week or two. You ain't supposed to talk to them for a week or two. All you supposed to do is talk one night. And stay up overnight. Use your minutes because your minutes is gonna be they free from 7 or 9 at night to about 7 in the morning. And you talk to them all night, then you go to their house. And we'll get to that later. So yeah, I think my first encounter was Oak Cliff. She had like a black eye. And she didn't look all that good, but you know, she was thick with it. She wasn't fat or nothing like that. But you know, I did that, and and then that's where ghosting comes from. A lot of people don't know ghosting and catfishing comes from the chat line. No, it don't come from POF and Tinder and all that. Mm-mm. It comes from Chatline, and it just wasn't. It wasn't a word. It was just I just changed my number or shit like that. So anyway, so as my journey continues, I'm getting better at it. And then when I get my own crib, oh, so much better. Then after that, you know what I'm saying? So even my brother said something in the last video talking about, you had one on dialysis. I ain't gonna even lie. She was fine, but she had dialysis. You know what I'm saying? She was like, what's your blood type? And I was like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So and then we used to tag team sometimes. That's where they all this comes from the chat line. You gotta take one for the team. So you meet one, and then sometimes when you meet one and you get over there, yours don't look all that good. But a homegirl look better. So that's what my brother had some in the last video saying something about that because it happened to him. But it also happened to me because mine didn't look that good one time, and then he smashed her, and I'm just like, God dang, man. It was just like it's all good. It was all in good nature before we started get really into what we really do. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, I ain't mean to say it like that. But so that chat line it was that was what to do was before you turn 21, before you can go out to them bars and stuff like that and actually meet and greet. But it was still prevalent. It was still prevalent. And all I would say about that, you can be on the chat line at the house, in your car, at work, meet somebody, go the next day and have relations. It was so easy. Tinder, this before you had camera phone. You gotta remember this before camera phones. And so you basically had to describe yourself. Hey, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. Put your sexy voice on. And then us fellas, we had to determine because like I said, it's mostly a big girl dominated situation. And so after a while, they be having them little tiny voices. And then one thing now I used to always catch, they be always say, cute face, thick in the waist. One thing I used to start once I started getting out of that rookie era, I'd be like, so remember the Parkers? Are you the mama Parker fat or your daughter fat? The daughter fat was cool. Big. I ain't gonna say fat. The daughter, Nikki, was I can't remember the name, but I remember they were the Parkers. So I used to always say, are you Monique big or the daughter big on the Parkers? And he used to always claim that. And then get over there and then they be like, Monique B before she lost all that weight. So yeah, so that's where that catfishing started. And so I had messed up when I first started. I remember I drove to Oklahoma. I talked to her for 2 weeks. Woo! When I got out there, don't you know I was. But they introduced me to Purple Haze at that time. Purple Haze had just came out. And so got the Purple Haze and took a nap, woke up, bitch had cookies and Dorito bag behind her bed. And I said, man, I got a family emergency. I gotta get back to Texas. That ain't the only time. But you always say, oh, where you go? But I didn't smash. I didn't smash. I remember I met her mama when I went over there in Oklahoma. And I met the mama and she said, pathetic. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, I already know what this is. She was like 6'2", almost 300 pounds. I was like, man, I can't do that with that. So that's why I say it mostly the main is big backs. I hate to say it, but it's big backs. And then I said 80%, but then you also got your little, you know what I'm saying? You got crazies on there too. You got crazies. They be fine, but they be having a objective and different motives and stuff like that. So you got to be careful on that. But yeah, we had a little fun. You know what I'm saying? Only other time I had messed up was when I had went to Ennis, Texas. I had talked to her one night. I didn't talk to her for a whole week. I talked to her one night and said, I'm gonna come over there. I went to Ennis, Texas, which ain't too far from, D-Town, whatever. But I went over there. I kept saying, I was like, so, you know, she's like, I don't know. I don't watch the Parkers because I used to measure stuff. And you can't ask a woman her weight. You know what I'm saying? Offended. But I was just like, so you Nikki Parker? Or, I don't watch the Parkers. And she's like, well, you come lay in my bed. And I was like, you got room in your bed? I get over there. The bitch got a day bed. And she filled up the whole thing. But this time I'm smart now. This time I'm smart. So I don't know how I did it, but I remember I had made sure, I had text in my pocket. And this when you didn't have like a touch phone, you had to know certain numbers to say. I said, come on, me, fool. And I got on the phone. Hey, I gotta go. Pick up my sister from school. She ain't got no ride home. I'm holler. Change that number, AT&T. That's how I used to go. So yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was fun, you know what I'm saying? But I had a lot of good ones, man. Then once I got my own crib, whew, I had what's them thing, a spiral pad, a notepad, writing everything down, and I would count the days of how this is about to recycle over so I can recycle Vibe Line and Red Hot. I said, yes, I do still remember the numbers. 972-993-9393. Bob line 972-993-000. Red Hots 214-452-3020. Nightline. Boy, I'm still cold with it. But I had everything written down. I used to start writing notes. Okay, this one, this one, this one. So yeah, and when you're on there, you start to learn patterns. You know. I think I already said some of them ones when they be. You could say, "Oh, that's a big one. That's a big bag right there." Oh, yes, my name is Yeah. Next. You know what I'm saying? Then you get your trans, and they back in the day they had said it like, I'm a trans. Do you mess with? No, you move on. You know what I'm saying? And then you had your ones that had what was the ones? The other ones be struggling, get on there. Oh my god, I'm going through some things. I just got kicked out. I need my rent paid. All I need is a little help. And yo, those are all right. They don't need much money, but there are some that get on there and they be like, um, yeah, we need some well endowed man who's willing to be generous. So, I'm like, what is it? So I had tried one of those at one time. I'm trying to find out they want you to slang that meat and also pay. And then they're gonna judge you. You gotta come with that meat. I said, damn, that's messed up. But then there's some, like I said, the ones that be get on there crying. Yeah, those are the ones that are like, you know what I'm saying? Give them $30, $40 here. Yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a lot of different parameters. Like I said, this is all before my clubbing days and doing all the other stuff. So yeah, so that one part of it. And then like a lot of other times, yeah, I did go off and smash and call AT&T the next day and be like, change my number. You know. And it wasn't nothing wrong with him, but that was just I was just young and dumb. And then you would say, "Oh, you just a cruel, mannish, rotten motherfucker." But I wasn't. Because sometimes I got done in. You know what I'm saying? A few times. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all they wanted was to meet and you going about your business. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's also happened too. I make a one example was I know I already told you about the Oklahoma. That was crazy. The Ennis, that was crazy. So the one time they got with me was, but the ones in Oklahoma and Ennis, I ain't touched that because they was just too big. They was like, and then one of them really, I was really over there. I was like, wow, man, like there's a lot of cockeyed. I'm sorry, but there's a lot of cockeyed motherfuckers on there too. I ain't gonna even lie. But anyway, so yeah, there was one I had met. She was in the Browns. I know it was in Oak Cliff. I think it was the Browns. And so I went over there, you know what I'm saying? She made nigga breakfast, made nigga best Kool-Aid I ever had. And then so shoot, she was like, you wanna chill? So I want to take my time with this one. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker, I had a skirt on and everything. And so she wanna watch a movie. So we watched Titanic. You know how old I am. So we watched Titanic. It had the VHS. You know the VHS Titanic got two tapes. And so I was like, shit, hell yeah, I want to watch Titanic. I ain't seen Titanic in a minute. I'm eating my breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Drink some Kool-Aid. Next thing you know, she was like, okay, we got to get the double disc. You know what I'm saying? To put the other tape in. So I let me fool with it for a little bit. So I get to wrestling with her and tickling on there. She likes and so I put that other they put the other VHS in that mug. Then she know we get the wrestling. And then if anybody know that VHS, when it starts on the second tape with Titanic, that's when Jack and Jack and Rose is fucking in the car. And so they got in the car and they was fucking. So I sat there, I was like, okay, I'm watching this. Next thing you know, I was like, what the hell is this on my arm? It was like some wet stuff. We had been wrestling. I was like, did we spill something? She's like, no. I'm like, you sure? And then I was like, what's that on your leg? And she's like, I said, what did you spill? And she just started cheesing. Okay. Fuck the Titanic. I know a lot of motherfuckers drowned. I'm good. Let's go in there and handle it. You know what I'm saying? And so we go in there and handle it. I call her the next day. The phone has temporarily been disconnected. And I was like, damn, I would have made that my girlfriend right there. You know what I'm saying? Even though you ain't supposed to do that, but that right there, see, it happened to both ways. You get ghosted too. But another female had ghosted me just because I ain't want to smash. You know what I'm saying? She was kind of thick. She wasn't fat, but her head was too fucking small for her body. And I was just like, you good? And she was laying in my bed, like, you sure you want to go to the movies? I'm like, yeah, I want to go to the movies. You sure we can just sit here and chill? She laying in my bed, got up on the covers, and want it. You know what I'm saying? Because her head was just too fucking small, it was disproportionate. And I didn't want it. So that's what happened. So sometimes you still get ghosted, and you know what I'm saying? You be like, nah, that ain't what I want. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of it all, that was my chat line experience. I gotta think of one more story. I know my brother gonna be embarrassed, but nah, that was funny, boy. We had one. I had met this one. There was some good genuine ones. I feel bad about ghosting. I ain't gonna lie. I did ghost a lot. It was this one. She stayed, I think, DeSoto or Cedar Hill, whatever. But she was kind of like, the only reason why I feel bad about her is because I think she was on the brink of being a full blown lesbian or because you mess with me, we had talked for a little bit. She would come over to my house, I come over to her house, and but she always wore Jordans, basketball shorts, tank top, white beater type stuff, full of tattoos, grilled out, and only wore a ponytail. That's it, or braids. You know what I'm saying? Never no real female stuff. You know what I'm saying? But she was still cool. She was going to college and everything. Drove a slab and everything. And that's the only one I feel bad about because I probably, cause after I smashed and then I ghosted, I don't know how she got my new number, but she called me and gave me a piece of her mind for like an hour and a half. All I could say, I'm sorry, I ain't shit. I'm sorry, I ain't shit. I'm sorry, I ain't shit. And so she probably a full blown stud, but she was going to like school for like an engineer. She like, you gonna be sorry? I really fuck with you. Woo, woo. Shit, man, I got them draws. I'm good. Man. You know what I'm saying? Like, sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like there's other females I had got them, this is not a working number anymore. That type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it all is what it is. But them chat line and they had rules and regulations. But if you had game, the chat line was the best thing for you. Had a lot of good time. I actually met a cool female. We still actually cool to this day. You know what I'm saying? It's like I met you out that chat line. You know what I'm saying? A long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Who smashed, needed some help on a car note or something like that, and then like just kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? But now you got the uh, new age with all the apps and stuff. But that back in the day, they had all that, and you could just have all that to yourself and be at the comfort of your own home. Didn't have to go out and spend no money, get a number, go out, and they want the same thing to you. Just go out, smash, do your Doug Thizzle, and you're good. So I miss that chat line. It ain't the same no more because you know you got apps, you got the camera phone, you got the internet, social media and stuff like that. But back in the day, the chat line it was the thing, and I was the king of that. Me and my brother, we was oh yeah. 'Cause I remember that one time we had some females that I had got, and then she had a sister, and then I know he gonna hate me for this story, but I remember one time we had went all they stayed in Odessa. I met her in Fort Worth. My sister stayed in Fort Worth, but then she had to move back to Odessa. And so they drove all the way for Odessa. This back in the day, you ain't had GPS, since I had a map scope. I know how to read a map scope. Them females went all the way to Weatherford, Texas. Weatherford, Texas is only on the other side of Fort Worth. So we driving. They got like a 6 hour drive. We only drove like an hour and a half. Meet these females in Weatherford, Texas. Every time they call, y'all on, y'all still on? How long y'all go? How long it's gonna be? We at the hotel room. I just run outside because it was windy that day and get on the phone. Yeah, we still on the road, man. We sitting there drinking MD 2020, waiting on them. We get there. Her sister didn't say nothing. That's how cool it was. Her sister didn't know him from a can of paint. I get in there with my girl in the bed, and he get in there with his girl in the bed. Next thing you know, she looked over. She's like, "Is your brother okay?" And I'm like, "What?" And all of a sudden, you see him over there. Man, you went in the room, and we just bust out laughing just because, like. That's how it happened. Even he smashed on some people that, you know what I'm saying? I was introduced. I'm like, oh, that's her cousin. He over there smashing. I'm sitting there mad because I can't smash the one I had met up with. So it was fun, man. I ain't gonna lie. I've been meaning to want to get on there lately, but it's like, it ain't the same. It ain't the same. So shout out to the chat line, vibe line, red hots, all that. Man, those some good times and just learning how to navigate through that. So, because POF and Tinder and all that, ooh, that's before you got backdoored and stuff like that. Even one time, I almost got backdoored, but I was straight. I was good, you know. But that was only one time. But for the most part, I met some bad ones too. Ain't gonna lie, it be some bad ones on there, but you gotta work with them a certain different kind of way. So, but yeah. Shout out to the chat line. I don't think this is the rest of the video, nah, but shoot, all right then. No, no, stop working.